What's up, everybody? JVille Sports here with my sports picks video, college football edition. It is November the 1st. Welcome to November. You guys know what time it is. College football Saturday is here. It's coming up tomorrow. Week 10 is here. Let's go ahead and jump right into the action. So for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for being here. The village is growing each and every day. So thank you guys for that. So what I like to do with college football, for those of you that are new, I like to do what's called a long shot parlay. There's so many games on Saturday for both college football and college basketball, which starts up on Tuesday. So excited for that. So I like to come on here and give out a bunch of plays instead of just giving out, one free play. So one way for me to do that, or one way that I like to do that, is just put together all of my leans, games that I'm looking at betting, together into one long shot parlay. These are not my best plays, but again, these are plays that I like, plays that I'm leaning towards. And the main reason why I do this is because if you guys are leaning towards the same way on one of the games that I pick, then it gives you a little bit more confidence in that game. Or if I'm leaning the other way, then maybe you look at it a little bit closer. So that's the reason why I do that. I like to give out as many plays as I can. Again, these aren't my best plays. I save those for those who are part of the village. But again, these are all games that I like. Some of these I bet, some of them I don't. And then, of course, towards the end of the video, I will give out an additional play, which I really, really love. So that's what we do for college football. So let's go ahead and jump right into the action. So like always, I'll go ahead and recap what we did today, and then we'll get into Saturday's action. So here's what we did Friday, November the 1st. Of course, another winning day. Let me go ahead and throw it up on the screen here. So we had 3 straight bets and a parlay. There was one college football game, so we got in on the college football action early. We had Navy and Connecticut over 54. That game ended up at 66, so went way over the total. We also had one NBA play as well. We had the Chicago Bulls, 2 NBA plays, but one straight bet. We had the Bulls -3 at home against the Pistons. Love this spread, so we gave that one out as well. I did have a play in the NHL. This was our only loss of the day. We had the Buffalo Sabres on the road against the Capitals. They were underdogs. We took the 1.5. Did not matter. They ended up losing 6-1. So not a good one there. But then we had a 2-team moneyline parlay. You guys know I love the moneyline parlays, my bread and butter. 2-teamer in the NBA with the Celtics at home, squeaked by the Knicks. And then the Spurs on the road against the Warriors. Warriors definitely struggling. Obviously injuries to Clay, and now Steph Curry is really going to derail this team, and most likely they'll miss the playoffs. So a little bit unfortunate. It's going to be weird not to see the Warriors in the playoffs if that does happen. We'll see. But right now they are not looking good. So we had the Spurs on the road on the money line. So that 2-team money line parlay came in for us. So another winning day, a 3-in-1 day, and that is what we're doing in the village. We're just stacking winning days after winning days, which turns into winning weeks, which of course turns into winning months. We have never had a losing month when you put all sports together. So that is what we are doing over in the village, just absolutely killing it. Off to a great start in the month of November. So let's go ahead and jump into the college football action, and I'll quickly recap what we did last Saturday with our long shot parlay, and this was for week 9. Ugly. Thank you for Texas Tech and Kansas going over the total. That saved us from total embarrassment, as you can see, some of these were, I think we were on the right side on some of these. Some of these were just bad. Purdue -9.5. They were at home against Illinois, coming off that humongous upset over Wisconsin. So it should have been a flat spot for them. But Purdue just looked very, very bad. Some turnovers. And it was a bad weather game as well. That was the thing about last weekend in college football. Bad weather all over the place, which affected a lot of games, a lot of teams. No excuses for Purdue. They terrible at home. Rice, I think we were on the right side there. They definitely should have covered that spread. A couple bad beats there. Nevada +14, Iowa State -10. They actually lost outright at home to Oklahoma State. UMass +10, Virginia -3. That was a close game that did not pull through on that one against Louisville. And of course we got the winner there. So Not a good attempt last week with our long shot parlay. We did hit this once already earlier in the year, and honestly, that's all I really need to do is hit this once. It paid out $10,000. So my long shot parlays, or any parlay where the payout is $10,000 or more. But I am definitely going to try to hit this again 1 or 2 more times before the year is up. So let's go ahead and turn that page and jump right into week 10. Let's see if we can do much better. So you can see at the top of the screen our long shot record. If you were to take each of the games straight, we're right at 50%, 25 and 25. Even though these are not my best plays, I still want this number to be closer to 60%. 55 to 60 is where I'm shooting for. So a good performance this week, and that will get us right back up there. So let's make it happen. So we're going to start with Florida International. This is kind of a disappointing team this year. They had a lot of returning starters coming back from a team last year that was pretty good. So a little bit disappointing this year. They've had some losses against teams they should have beat. But this is a spot where I really like them. So they're facing Old Dominion. Old Dominion suffered their 7th loss last week, a blowout loss to Florida Atlantic. When you lose your 7th game, that pretty much eliminates you from bowl contention. I don't really know how much that affects Old Dominion that much, to be honest, because I'm sure they already knew they were bad. They weren't going to a bowl game. So now they're officially eliminated. But like I said, I think they already were in that mindset. So I don't know if it's that big of a deal for them. But that's definitely something to look out for later in the year. Look out for teams that lose their 7th game. Teams that actually thought they were going to be going to a bowl game, because those are teams you definitely want to fade. But Old Dominion, they're bad, really bad. But this is a good spot for Florida International. They are still playing for something. They are the much better team. They are also coming off a blowout loss. They lost to Middle Tennessee State 50-17. So even though that was on the road, that was an embarrassing performance. So they're definitely going to want to bounce back here, and I think they do it in a big way at home against an Old Dominion team that looks like they've pretty much given up on the season. So I love Florida International here, winning this game by 17 plus. Next, we have Arkansas State -2. This is going to be a close game. Absolutely, but there is a reason why Arkansas State is favored here on the road. They do have a young freshman quarterback, which is always tough when you're on the road, but he looks like he's getting better and better each and every week. With each passing game, he's gaining more confidence, gaining more experience. The rest of the team is pretty decent around him. Like I said, I think overall they're a better team than UL Monroe. And I think if Arkansas State can eliminate the turnovers in this game, I think they have a very good shot to win this game. It's a short number to cover at 2 points, and I think they definitely can get the job done, and I think they will. Next, we have Arkansas at home against Mississippi State. And I don't know what Mississippi State has done to warrant them being favored by more than a touchdown on the road. It makes zero sense to me. Both of these teams are not very good. Both of these teams are underachieving this year. But I got to take the points here with Arkansas at home. They had a really bad loss at home about a month ago to San Jose State. Inexcusable loss. It was a close game, but still, you cannot lose to San Jose State at home if you're Arkansas. But ever since then, they have played much better. They don't have any wins to show for it. They've lost 4 games in a row after that San Jose State game. But look at who they played. They played Alabama, Auburn, 2 of the best teams in the country. They also played Texas A&M, a ranked team, very good. And they also played Kentucky on the road. And that was a close game that they had chances to win. They barely lost that game by 4 points. So this Arkansas team has been playing very good. Like I said, no wins to show for it. Mississippi State, they've lost 4 in a row as well. They also played Auburn and LSU and A&M. So they played similar opponents. Obviously, they're in the same conference. And they also have a loss to Tennessee. So pretty similar. So like I said, overall, both these teams are very similar. They're losing in similar ways. Their offensive and defensive numbers are very similar. So I don't understand why Mississippi State here is laying over a touchdown on the road. So I'm taking the points with Arkansas. We'll see if I'm missing something here, if I'm just completely wrong. But I'm taking Arkansas at home. This is obviously a game that can go either way. I'm in those type of games. I say it all the time. I like taking the points, especially with the home team. Next, we have Oregon State on the road against Arizona. This is a very feisty Oregon State team. Most of their games are very, very close games. They usually play their opponent pretty tough, whether they're playing up to an opponent or down to an opponent. They just find a way to keep games close. They're facing the Arizona team that has lost 3 in a row, so you have to question their mindset here. This is also a day game at Arizona. Weather has definitely cooled down in Arizona, so that is not going to be a factor. Arizona, when they play night games and the crowd's in it, it's definitely a tough place to play. But a day game, especially when it's not hot, I don't think Arizona has too much of a home field advantage here against Oregon State. So I think Oregon State might end up losing this game, but I think it's going to be a field goal game. So I love getting the 5.5 here. So I'll take Oregon State here on the road against this Arizona team. Like I said, they've lost 3 in a row. You have to question their motivation, their confidence, their mindset. So I'm going to go with the Oregon State team that's coming off a victory on the road against Cal. So I like them to keep up the momentum here. Next, we have Mississippi and Auburn under 54. So we have an offensively challenged Ole Miss team here. Going up against an Auburn team that has a great defense. So I don't think Ole Miss is going to score very much here, especially on the road. And then on the flip side, Auburn's offense. So Auburn's coming off a tough loss to LSU, a game that was close, a game that they had chances to win. So I think Auburn might not be fully over that loss just yet. So I don't think we're going to get the best of Auburn here. They're at home, so the home crowd is definitely going to help them here. And I definitely don't see this game being close, but I don't think this is going to be a major blowout by Auburn. Like I said, I think they're still reeling from that loss last week to LSU. And I think they just do enough here to get the job done. So I see this being a lower scoring type of game that Auburn wins pretty easily, but I think they just control the clock here, a lot of running the ball here, and just get out of this game with the W at home. Then we have Indiana -10. Talk about offensively challenged. This Northwestern team is one of the worst in the country. They are averaging 10 points a game. 10 points a game in college football is absolutely horrific. And they're allowing 24 points a game, which isn't terrible. But when you're only scoring 10 points a game, that is no bueno. I like what I've seen from this Indiana team. They've won 4 of their last 5 games, and they've scored a lot of points in most of these games. Their offense looks really good. Defense is also looking really good. I just don't think this Northwestern team can score enough points. It might be close up until halftime, but I think Indiana just eventually pulls away. 10 points is not a lot to cover. And when you're going up against a team that can't score, Indiana is going to run away with this cover here. So love Indiana -10. Last but not least, BYU and Utah State. This is going to be a good game. It's a rivalry game. One of the reasons why I really like this game is because it's a late start. So all of the other games will be done by the time this game starts. So if we get lucky again and we're on the verge of hitting this long shot parlay, we have an opportunity here to hedge our bet. So I love adding at least one really late game. And out of all of them, this was the one that I liked the most. So last year, so these teams play every year. It's a rivalry game. Last year, I think the total ended around 65. So it was more of a shootout last year, but I think both of these teams offensively have taken a step back. BYU has had some quarterback issues, some injuries, so their offense is not great. They only average 23 points a game. Utah State has a good offense, but they've been inconsistent this year, and I think in this type of game, high intensity, both defenses are going to bring it. Both defenses are going to bring it. Both teams want to eliminate the mistakes, play a little bit conservative. I see a lot of running the ball here, but even though the passing game for both of these teams are their strengths, I still think both these teams want to keep the other offense on the sidelines here. So I see this being a lower scoring game. I think it's going to get close to this total, but I like it to stay just under a 51. So that is going to be this week's long shot attempt. We have couple underdogs, a couple totals, and a couple favorites. I think it's a good mix, a good recipe for success, and we will see if we can hit this. If not, just have a much better performance than last week. But like I said, I like a lot of these. I like all of these. Some of these I'm going to end up playing. Some of them I might stay away from. But we'll see if we can hit this long shot parlay. Again, I don't necessarily recommend you put it in. Maybe pluck out your favorites. Again, if you were already leaning towards any of these yourself already, then it gives you some more confidence in that play. Like I said, I'm going to give this one a shot. We'll see if we can hit it. Let's go ahead and move on. So before I get into Saturday's free play of the day, I do want to mention my website, JVilleSportsPicks.com. This is where you'll go to join the village. The village is growing each and every day. And if you are now ready to join the village, this is where you'll go. JVilleSportsPicks.com. Check out the upper right-hand corner. You see the big blue button, join the village. Hit that button. It'll take you to a page which will list all the different packages that are available. Which one suits you the best. Again, this is the perfect time to join. We have college football, we have the NFL, we have the NBA, college basketball is starting on Tuesday, we have the NHL, we are just fully loaded right now. Cross-board parlays are happening each and every day, and we're killing it. We are on a roll right now in the NBA. Hockey picks are doing great, NFL, college football, everything is doing great right now. We are winning almost each and every day, stacking those together to create winning weeks and winning months. So if you're ready to join the village, check out JVilleSportsPicks.com, hit that big blue button, start receiving my daily picks newsletter each and every day. If you do have any questions about the website or what I can offer, hit me up. My email address, social media pages are all down below in the description of this video. Chat@JVilleSportsPicks.com is the email address, but like I said, you can find that right down below in the description, so you can just copy and paste that. Other than that, that is the website. Check it out. Look at the different links at the top of the page. You can check out the free picks tab. That's where I'll list plays each and every day. When you don't see me on here making a video, I'll put a free play on there. Also check out the pick histories tab. I have spreadsheets for each and every sport. You can click on the NBA, you can click on college basketball last year, whatever you want to do, you can click on the sport. You can see what I've given out. You can check out my records previously. We have done great in all sports. Like I said, everything is fully documented. Transparency is everything. Check out the promotions page. I have a couple on there I think you'll be very interested in. But other than that, that's the website. Check it out, browse around. Let's go ahead and move on, not make this video too long, get to today's free play of the day. One of my favorite straight bets that I'll be giving out on my daily newsletter, I'm going to share with you guys right here, right now. And I am going to the Pac-12, my favorite conference to watch. And we have a matchup between Utah, top 10 team, and Washington. A lot of people forgot about this, but they are formerly a top 15 team before they suffered a couple losses here. And I think we're getting a Washington team. So Washington is going to be Saturday's free play of the day. Washington +3. I think Washington is getting disrespected here. This is a really good team that has underachieved, and I don't think they should be underdogs here at home against Utah. Obviously, Utah, they have that number by their name. They're number 9. They're a top 10 team currently, 7-1 record. All that is great. And when you look at their stats, it all looks great as well, especially their defense, allowing 10 points a game. But I think that number is skewed a little bit here. They faced recently a Cal team that they shut out. This Cal team is on their 3rd string quarterback. Even their backup quarterback is no good. Their 3rd string quarterback's even worse. So shutting out that Cal team is no great accomplishment. All it did was just inflate their defensive numbers. Before that, they played an ASU team. They only gave up 3 points to Arizona State. Arizona State had a freshman quarterback. There was bad weather in that game. Again, that is another game where their defense only gave up 3 points. It looks great in the stats, but that was more on Arizona State than Utah's defense. Before that, they played Oregon State. They only gave up 7 points. Oregon State's a very young team. They had a lot of bad breaks in that game as well, and then Utah just took advantage. And Utah's the type of team that once they get rolling, they're just going to run all over you, and things will snowball very, very quickly. So again, this defense is good. I just think their numbers are making them seem like they are one of the best defenses ever, which is definitely not the case. This Washington team offensively has really shown a lot the past couple weeks. 2 weeks ago, they played Arizona on the road. They scored 51 points. They looked really, really good. They backed that up last week against Oregon. Oregon's defense, similarly to Utah, they were only allowing around 10 points a game before that game, and Washington came out and just blitzed them early. They ended up scoring 31 in that game, and that was, like I said, against an Oregon team where if you looked at just the stats, it looked like they were one of the best defenses in the country, and Washington looked like their offense at times could not be stopped. So this is a very, very good Washington offense, especially at home. They have a good quarterback, a lot of good receivers, a lot of good weapons all over the place, and I definitely think Washington at home is going to score some points here. On the other side, Utah's offense, also very good. They always have a good running game. They're a really, really balanced team pretty much each and every year. Passing, rushing is very, very close to each other. One thing that I've noticed is that the quarterback for Utah, who's really good, Huntley, he does not appear to be 100%. And for Utah to go on the road and win these type of games against good opponents, you definitely need to be at full strength. And I don't know if Huntley is at full strength right now. And because of that, I don't think their offense is doing everything that I think they can do. And so if we have a somewhat limited Utah offense going on the road to take on this Washington team that's going to be hungry, going to be fighting, again, this is a good team offensively and defensively and has a great coach. I think this is definitely a recipe for an upset here, and I'm calling it. I think Washington is going to upset Utah at home. So that is going to be Saturday's free play of the day. The Washington Huskies +3. We're even getting some points here just in case. But I do think Washington can get the upset here. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line. So like I said, I think this is going to be a close game that can go either way. And what do you guys know when I like to do in those situations? Take the points, especially with the home team. And that's exactly what we have here. Washington at home +3 is one of my favorite straight bets of the week. So that is going to wrap it up. I have 3 more of my best straight bets that I'm going to be saving for those that are a part of the village. I'm also going to have my best money line parlay, maybe 2, my best teaser, maybe 2. Definitely going to be fully loaded tomorrow with my college football picks. Also, we'll have some NBA action, some NHL action. Like I said, we are going to be fully loaded each and every day from here on out. So if you're interested in more than just a free play I just gave out, like I said, go to JVilleSportsPicks.com. You can see the URL at the top of the screen. Just type that into your browser, check out the website, sign up to be a part of the village today. Because like I said, we are winning right now. This is my favorite time of the year. Now is the perfect time to join. November and December are my favorite months where we just have so much action each and every day. I mean, we kill it each and every month, no matter what time of the year it is. But still, this is my favorite time of the year, and it carries all the way until March Madness. So it's just great to be a sports fan right now. So like I said, join the village if you want to be a part of the winning with us, with the village. But other than that, that's going to wrap up today's video. Hope you guys have an awesome Saturday. Good luck with whatever picks you guys do decide to put in, and I will see you guys very, very soon for my NFL video. Good luck.